What is good, everybody, and welcome back to Monday Night in the Pit, the show where your responses are featured here. On Sunday, I asked you guys what new equipment and power-ups or weapons would you like to see in the Halo Sandbox. This topic suggestion came from Toppy Games. As always, you guys, you can let me know what kind of topics you think would be great for this show in the comments below. So much appreciated, and let's dive in. Ardent Paragon. I want a weapon to slow someone down when getting shot by, like the plasma rifle in Combat Evolved. It would be really helpful for teams. You could slow down a flag carrier so your team could take shots at them. Possibilities are endless. It would be so annoying to get shot by one of those, but there is some cool creative stuff that could go down. So thanks, Paragon. Dungo Bee. It'll be interesting to see if hover aiming will return as an ability or pickup now you can't air dash. Also, I really hope a pump action shotgun comes back purely because they're more satisfying to use. The Bulldog is pump action, I'm blind. However, I still think the animation is less satisfying than the old shotgun. Yeah, if you guys watched in the Infinite trailer, the Bulldog has the little drum magazine, and it's not like the old school shotty where you lift up and you see the big pump. I don't know how that will play into Infection, because that old school shotgun action, the classic Halo shotty, is pretty pivotal to the gameplay model of that. I'm sure they'll figure out a solution though. Thoughtful Gamer AGG. It would be nice to see a similar sandbox to that of Halo 3 again. Maybe an equipment piece that drains the charge of weaponry might be interesting. Also, new brute weaponry, anybody? What do you mean by drains the charge? Like you throw it and the Spartan laser as it's charging up is like, nope, I'm EMP'd, nothing can happen right now. Ian Frelinger. A Half-Life style gravity gun would be pretty cool. Splattering enemies with environmental debris would be hilarious. Dude, if the tech was there, imagine sending a fusion coil through a portal and blowing somebody up that way, or sticking somebody with a plasma through a portal. Could be sweet. LT. Maybe a lore-inspired one, like hydrostatic gel layer that negates fall or splatter damage and can be used for creative launches across the map. Yeah, you got me with hydrostatic gel layer, bro. Although, what are we gonna start calling that thing? The jelly? Brandon DeLizo, a katana? Bro, going back to the Halo 3 days. So what, we're gonna have a samurai scene? Maybe we can have cloaked Master Chief from the Halo 5 marketing. Just whip out the katana and do a beautiful samurai intensive battle with a boss. I'm there. Goofy Mr. Singe, I don't know, but I kind of want there to be a fire shotgun in the sandbox to burn down the flood with. And I have always liked the Cyclops from Halo Wars 1 and 2. I think the Cyclops could be a fun vehicle in the Halo sandbox, either with or without the Mantis. Dude, that's a great point. If any of you guys have played Halo Wars 2, I think it's on Game Pass as well, and it's on PC. It's worth your time. So many of the vehicles are cool in that game, and it is the most Halo game since 2012. I think they nailed the vibe, and my hope is that Infinite is basically like on the ground version of Halo Wars 2, man. Oscar V. I would love to see the needle rifle return. Always loved that gun. Maybe some of the old Halo 3 equipment, but in a reusable form, assuming the grappling hook is more like an armor ability in use. I could see the needle rifle returning. I didn't mind it too much in Halo Reach. It's kind of cool. I'm surprised it didn't make more of an appearance in Halo 5 with its huge rec library of weapon customization and mods or whatever. Variants, that's the word I'm looking for. Brandon Clark. Grapple hook online should be a must. I think seeing prop kills with the grapple hook would be such a cool feature, so long as they make it a fairly difficult thing to do. On top of this, I would hope we see the full removal of Promethean weapons and see some new meaningful weapons get added to the game finally. I feel like they never really figured out what made Promethean weapons unique. They just felt like off-brand versions of Covenant and UNSC weapons we already loved. Finally, since sprinting is here to stay, maybe we should introduce some equipment to keep players grounded and not sprinting away from fights. Questions like these remind me just how hard it is to iterate Halo without messing up the formula or feel of the game. Dude, yeah, it's definitely a tight balance rope to walk when it comes to adding new things without throwing off the old school balance too much. I think the binary rifle is a really cool Promethean weapon and added a lot to the sandbox. And also the incineration cannon was ridiculously cool in Halo 4. That thing was just wicked. So I kind of liked the Promethean class, but I'm totally down for entirely new wonky crazy things. I think the Covenant weapon space could get way more out there with more bizarre, crazy weapon types. Just look at Destiny 2 for some inspirations. Talking about like the wonkiness of some of the weapons and some of the creativity in D2 as inspiration. Dave LZAB41. Before getting new stuff, I'd like to see all the old elements included. I don't like that they're taking the OG shotgun and magnum away from us. All the news being added is a welcome addition, like the grapple hook and the new shotgun magnum. As long as they don't take away what we already had, I agree with you, but it's gonna be probably a service game, so imagine that stuff being added back in. It's like the month of the classic shotgun, it's back in action, and now you can shoot it again like you used to. Aren't you excited? Come play. Play right now. Taco. What a username, bro. Since brutes are an infinite... Oh, yeah, this is going up on Tuesday. Sorry, Monday night and pit on the Tuesday. Just that's how it worked out this week. Since brutes are an infinite, I hope we see the brute shot come back. This plus more brute engineered weapons and vehicles. Yes, dude, I'm liking that vibe. I'm thinking like the brute plasma rifle that shot red, or the chopper from Halo 3. Some brute twists on current Covenant weapons and vehicles would be cool too. Like a modified brute ghost that shot faster but overheated or something along those lines. Yo, I love it. I forgot about the chopper, forgot about just the savagery that was the brute weapons. Great idea. Halo 3 brute shot on mouse, or at least on the PC version of MCC. I don't know why, it feels so much stronger than the console version, dude. It's so fun to use. Oh bro, Pododo Dodo Eho is back with a big comment. A flamethrower that doesn't slow you down, and I'm hoping the grapple physics are on par with Titanfall, where you can slingshot rather than the rubbish we've seen in other games trying to copy it, like Black Ops 4, where you just move on a linear line towards where you clicked. That is a great point, by the way. The Titanfall and Pathfinder Apex grapple feels so good compared to any other gaming grapple hook, man. They've got the physics for that thing dialed. Besides those potential grievances, something I've always wanted to see since Reach is all Spartans carrying knives again, and have it as an equipable secondary, as an insta melee, but with no range and unable to counter energy swords. Insta melee has me worried, but I like the idea of having a customizable knife, CSGO style. I don't believe this is likely though, considering the more children-friendly direction 343 seem to have taken Halo. And that's honestly the thing I hate the most about Halo 4 and 5, and even Infinite's art style, in my opinion. There's no grit to it. Every weapon and equipment piece in the sandbox would be infinitely cooler, no pun intended, in a more adult theme. Imagine that same sequence with the Bulldog in the trailer if the powerful slugs were blowing the Covenant to bits as Chief paints his way forward in alien blood. Would any of Doom Eternal's weapons be that satisfying if when you shot at an enemy, he just made a sparkly pop and ragdolled backwards? Halo Infinite, the billion-dollar game, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, I want a Doom Eternal style Halo reboot. I think Doom reinvented itself so strongly in 2016 and offered the coolest, easiest model for maybe an offshoot Halo game. Okay, Noble Six is alive in the cave. He's been reanimated by somebody, and now he's the Covey Slayer. And just imagine the opening sequence of like Doom 2016, but if you're Noble Six and you're getting revenge on the Covenant, that would be amazing. It just writes itself, dude. Thanks for the comment. Side note, if you guys swear in your comment, I can't read your comment here. It takes me too long to go into Photoshop and edit out the word just so that YouTube doesn't suppress the video. So if you're leaving a comment and you don't want me to skip it, even if it's really funny, don't swear in it, okay? PG-13 it. Okay, next up, GBay38. Some kind of pistol flamethrower and a Covenant anti-material sniper would be cool additions. And a UNSC tactical crossbow type weapon, and maybe a Promethean double-barreled shotgun to replace the scatter shot. Dude, a crossbow in Halo? Oh, that could be cool. That could be so cool, like a tiny plasma thing stuck onto the end of it. I love it, bro. The hero himself, Spider-Man. I personally want to see a return to form. The return to the bubble shield, health regen, power drain. Let's get the OS and the active camo back in there. Some new weapons I'd like to see would be a new type of plasma launcher that is similar to the Hydra, but with more plasma. I'd like to see some new brute weapons too, like maybe, in addition to the classic brute shot, we can get a brute shot Mark II that shoots 2 sticky explosives before you have to reload. That one, I want that one, Spider-Man. Love it, dude. So Gabriel, I would simply like the return of the BR or whatever the next main precision gun is to have projectile bullets instead of hit scan. In Halo 2 and Halo 5, the BR could go up against almost every power weapon in the game. I think the BR in Halo 3 was the most balanced, as you really needed to know what you were doing if you were going to go against somebody with, let's say, a sniper. Whereas in the other games, that fight is pretty even due to how brutal the BR is without even trying to be skillful with it. Thank you for the comment, Gabriel. Also in before the person pushes glasses up on nose and goes,
Actually, every weapon in Halo is projectile, but they just fire really fast in Halo 2.
thank you. Have never read that comment before. Ever. Thank you. Wow, wow, wow. I want something that's not really new, but it's something that I want back in the franchise. A grenade or grenade launcher that allows you or promotes grenade jumps. In the original trilogy, grenade jumps used to be actually useful in some situations, and since Reach, I feel like they just don't matter anymore with the enhanced mobility. The brute shot and concussion rifle used to be useful for this, but in Halo 5, no weapons really allow grenade jumps anymore. Also bring back the Halo 3 mine. Like the trip mine? Yeah, spring jumps. That's the new meta, man. It's all about the spring jumps in Halo 5, and there's some crazy cool stuff that can be done with it. I just don't think it feels all that good on a controller. I'm interested. I've never tried much spring jumping stuff on a PC. It's probably a lot easier on keyboard. Sideways Luke, I still can't believe 343 ditched the sticky detonator. That was such a fun weapon to use, and probably my favorite that they've come up with. I love that weapon too, dude. I'm all for hoping it comes back in Infinite. Oblazeds, for Halo Infinite, I would like to see a slow firing and high damage AR, as well as damage boosting perks such as Kill Clip or Rampage seen in Bungie's current game, Destiny. Weapons like the Halfdan in Destiny 2 just feel amazing in Crucible. Only one clip can kill 3 or even more Guardians. So seeing something that increases your damage as you're taking enemies down, that could be a cool variant. I could see a weapon variant offering that, or maybe like a pickup. Kevin Coolx, who just dropped an amazing Halo Christmas music video. You guys gotta check it out. He says Infinite looks to be bringing back Halo 3 style equipment, so I'd like to see the power drain return. Great against vehicles and players. I like how it only drains shields of a player, so an affected player still has a chance to move, to cover, or outplay lesser skilled players. It's like a more fair noob combo with slower animations and less accurate than a plasma pistol. I love it, dude, and how good does that EMP feel when you throw it perfectly in front of the Warthog? Thanks for the comment, dude, and great job on the holiday special. Ashton Olivier, dual wielding. I get the logistical challenge of trying to balance a gun so that it's still usable when not being dual wielded, but I don't care. Dropping a tasty little triple kill with nothing but 2 trusty SMGs is such a fun, empowering feeling that Halo does better than anyone else. That is a great point. I don't think I've ever had dual wielding in another game feel as good as in old school Halo. That is a really good point, dude. Quinn P, love to see the power drain come back. We got another, especially if you can roll it through the drop wall like you could with the bubble shield in Halo 3. Ooh, getting into some high tech, bro. Love it. Toppy Games, here's my idea for power-ups and equipment. The ability to jump or lunge onto an enemy for an instant kill if successful, then also automatically melee kills everyone else close by. Zooming across like Batman in a cool third-person animation. That sounds pretty strong, bro. It's just something that would look cool to watch and play. Could also create really epic clutch moments as you pick just the right moment when 2 or more enemies are close together to chain the kills. It would be like a one-time use, like super samurai equipment, just go full on like anime, take them down. Split Screen Gaming League. I remember using Halo Reach's focus rifle quite a bit. I was never that big of a fan of that weapon, to be honest. I do enjoy tracing weapons, but for whatever reason in Reach, that thing just never felt like I could do much work with it. Probably because my aim wasn't that good. Kevin Wazell, I want the needle rifle, another one, to make a return along with the OG active camo. I really enjoyed the needle rifle, and I'm sad that it hasn't come back yet. Make active camo a pickup like 1 through 3 instead of how it was in Reach and 4. I'm really optimistic for this game, and hoping the Sandbox goes in a better way for the series. That's a great point, man. Old school active camo and old school power-ups are some of my favorite. Schmixy, love the channel. I want to see more weapons with the secondary fire modes. These secondary fire modes could be earned through kill streaks. For example, a BR that becomes automatic if you get a killing spree. or a carbine that gains a charged shot with triple the damage. Thanks, man, for the kind words, and boy, those sound powerful, but you know, if there's a mode like Warzone where they can try more extreme, crazy sandbox stuff without it really impacting Arena, I'm all for whatever. I think the great news with it being free to play on the multiplayer side and being the next Halo title for a long bit, they're going to get the chance to experiment and change stuff. You know, there are some positives that come with it being a service style game. There could be a lot of negatives, but they have pressure to make sure that they're continually iterating and giving us reasons to come back to check out more. So from what we saw in the campaign gameplay demo, I think the sandbox looked cool. Nothing really pushed the boundaries or made you go, I've never seen that before. And I think the Halo universe has plenty of space for them to do that. It didn't look bad though. I mean, I thought it looked fun for my preferences and my taste. But let's see if they can really flex. And now that the brutes are back in the picture, dude, there's a lot of possibilities. So thank you guys very much for watching. Thanks for submitting all of your responses. I go in the order that I receive these, and I post the question on the community tab on Sunday. So if you want to be featured, just watch the community tab on Sunday mornings. As always, topic suggestions are appreciated. And I really appreciate all the support that Monday Night in the Pit has had coming back to the channel. Have a really good week, and I'll see you again very soon. Subscribe, do the YouTube stuff, follow me on Twitter at BBKDragoon, and I'll talk with you next time.